Me being naive, I thought that the MK party will be thrilled that Jacob Zuma is no longer part of the ANC. Well, he will be able to focus on the growth of the MK party, but I was really naive, because at this point of time it looks like the MK party will actually appeal their judgment. Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are a returning Sabi, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. As you all know that Jacob Zuma was expelled by the ANC. He is no longer the actual member of the ANC. Not to forget that Jacob Zuma has been with the ANC for over 60 years. He joined the ANC Youth League in 1959. So it's like 65 years around there. 65 years around there. So he is an old member of the struggle, or once a struggle party, the ANC. But anyway, if you'd like to hear more about my views on this one, please do stick around. Let's get into this video. You all know that since December 2023, the MK party was born, and Jacob Zuma, obviously, or rather, let's say last year in 2023, the MK party was born, and Jacob Zuma from December made it clear to the public that he won't be actually partaking in the ANC rallies and all of those things. He will be supporting his newly formed party, MK party, and that's what he did. And obviously at that time he was still a member of the ANC. Now he held two positions, as a member of ANC, as a member of MK. So these parties were actually competing against each other. As you all know that now the MK is the third biggest party in the country. So you can just imagine the commotion that was happening behind closed doors with the fact that Jacob Zuma did not support or assist with the ANC's rallies and all of those things. And he was busy with the MK, and the same MK that poached a lot of voters from the ANC. As you all know that Jacob Zuma is very charismatic. He has his own followers, and some people love Jacob Zuma, and obviously it was just a given point that Jacob Zuma was going to actually get people that will be voting for MK party, especially the KZN area. They understand, and this person is surrounded by his own people that are in KZN, that knows him beyond the political sector. But let's dive into the things that we know right now. As I said, firstly, that obviously I feel like Jacob Zuma is going to contest these findings and these charges and all of those things. And also, you know, he gave the ANC the runarounds when they were supposed to hold this actual disciplinary hearing. So on my side also, I believe that ANC took forever. They could have just expelled Jacob Zuma long time ago. But anyway, they knew what they are doing. We don't know what they are doing. They are closed doors. But let's go through everything that we know so far about this disciplinary hearing, or the findings, or the charges on all of those things, because obviously Jacob Zuma has also 21 days to actually appeal this charges and all of those things. But let's go in. The African National Congress National Disciplinary Committee has found its former President Jacob Zuma guilty of misconduct, and has resolved that he should be expelled from the organization. Findings from the last week NDC meeting, which were leaked this weekend rather, show the various steps taken by the organization in dealing with the charges leveled against Jacob Zuma. This include a back and forth over whether the hearing should be held virtually, and Zuma's demand that this case be conducted publicly. Before we move on, I just want to say, as you can see, that Jacob Zuma was giving ANC the runarounds. First of all, he doesn't budge in with the ANC rallies in December. And secondly, when he actually gets what maybe he was applying for, because obviously if you're going to go and open another party, that means you're applying for a different outcome from your previous party. They will expel you, obviously, and we all know that in January he was suspended from the party. So throughout that time, they could have met, they could have talked, they could have resolved their issues, but till now, obviously, nothing has been done until they actually expelled Jacob Zuma. Moving right along, the former president came under fire after he announced he was backing a political newcomer, the uMkhonto Sizwe, known as MK party, in December. Zuma has maintained that while he is a leader of the MK party, he will die an ANC member. We cannot say that now. We cannot say that now until your appeal, my dear. However, that view simply didn't hold when put before the ANC NDC. In the leaked report, obviously this report, we saw it on social media. It was all over social media, and yeah, we indulged, and we knew that it was talking about Jacob Zuma, and we knew that Jacob Zuma is history from the ANC. But anyway, let's go in. Anonymous NDC found Zuma guilty of contravening parts of the Rule 2517 of the party's constitution that speaks to acting in collaboration with a registered political party that is not in alliance with the ANC. The NDC said, in its view, Zuma placed himself in a direct conflict with the ANC constitution. Okay. Zuma also eventually revealed the MK party was his brainchild and has since taken over its leadership. The former president has 21 days to appeal the outcome. The MK, meanwhile, said Zuma is yet to learn of his expulsion, with spokesperson Ntlamulo Ndlela telling Eyewitness News that no letter has landed in the boxes of either the former president or his legal representative. The ANC leaking its own document, especially in such a sensitive matter dealing with President Zuma, which they know is a high-profile case, for them to be leaking it, if they have, will be quiet, honestly, totally disrespectful and unethical. This was Nhlanhla. I was watching this interview actually when he was actually saying that they actually did not receive that Jacob Zuma is expelled from the ANC. They only received that letter today, which is Monday, and the letter was dating 28. Obviously, the letter that we saw on social media was saying 29, which was yesterday, but he says the letter was backdated to the 28th. So I would think that this is the unethical part of it, because obviously you cannot, as a high profile case like this, you cannot just leak stuff and whatever, but you cannot control people who are within that actual committee to not leak the stuff, and you don't know who leaked the stuff. If they want to, they can investigate. If they didn't know about leaking all that information, they could investigate. But I have a feeling that the ANC knew about what they were doing from the beginning. Obviously, Jacob Zuma is like that young. He has that last born syndrome, that he would throw his toys all the time. And I said to you when I began this video that I thought that they would be happy that Jacob Zuma is no longer part of the ANC. Then he will be able to focus in growing MK. But it looks like they are not happy about this whole thing, and I foresee the actual appeal within these 21 days. Obviously that they need to appeal within these 21 days, and if they're not appealing within these 21 days, then that means the actual expulsion is actually valid throughout his lifetime. So yeah, that's my take on this one. And also how Nhlanhla, is it Nhlamulo rather? Nhlamulo. The way that Nhlamulo was speaking when he did the interview with Eyewitness, I feel like you can read between the lines that they are not backing down. They will actually proceed with the actual appeal. And but unfortunately, Jacob Zuma, we didn't hear from Jacob Zuma as yet, because I've got a feeling that we will hear from Jacob Zuma. He will talk. And Nhlamulo did say that Jacob Zuma will come forward, or they will make a video that will be available on all social media platforms. But at this point of time where we stand, Jacob Zuma has the letter, or the MK party has the letter that Jacob Zuma is no longer part of the ANC. I think to be fair, yes, they were supposed to get that information firsthand before it landed to our social media. It's ethical that way, and it is professional that way. I mean, ANC is one of the biggest parties that we have ever had in our lifetime as South African, as a democracy and stuff like that. So it should lead by example. You cannot just leak stuff on social media. I feel like it's childish for them for doing that. But it's also giving childish from the MK party, specifically the Jacob Zuma, who did not want to do the virtual meeting or disciplinary hearing. He wanted to go in person to do these meetings, which is unnecessary. I feel like it is unnecessary. And yes, he needs to say his side of the story. It is his freedom, and also it is his freedom to actually vote for a different party, to actually campaign for a different party. It is his own right, but he shouldn't want to have two legs in different parties. I mean, if this party is planning something, that means he would be able to go and take that thing on the other party that he is actually leading, which is going to be conflict of interest, and it doesn't work. It just needs someone to think about it. But I don't think they will be appealing this because they want Jacob Zuma to be the member of ANC still. But I feel like they would just do the appealing. Just if they win, they will have their got you moment. But if they don't win, then they will blame that the law is the ANC law, or Jacob Zuma law, which only punish Jacob Zuma, and it doesn't punish any other people. I mean, Nhlamulo talked about how the other people actually voted for the MK, even though they are ANC members. Which I find it a bit strange, because obviously if you've got your feet in the ANC and then you're voting for something else, that means you are benefiting from the ANC. That means those people that are voting for different parties but they are still within the ANC, they are benefiting, they are getting something out of the ANC, and that's what I feel Jacob Zuma would want to contest all this whole thing, because of the benefits that he's getting from the ANC. That's the only thing. It's all about benefiting. It's all about money. It's not about integrity. It's not about the actual history. It's not about all these things. I think it's all about benefiting out of the ANC, because obviously the ANC is the cash money cow. Everyone wants to get their hands in their corruption, and that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, please let me know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think it is the right thing for Jacob Zuma to actually contest or to actually appeal, or do you think it's just a waste of time? Because it's just a waste. He must just move on and focus in building MK party, and we see where they get in the next election. Anyway, I'll see you on my next upload. Please let me know what you think and make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit your notification bell in order for you to be notified each time when I'm dropping videos like this. I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic one. Peace out.